Hi, welcome to Bovenham. Today we'll be making chicken quesadillas, which is a popular Mexican dish and it's super easy to make. I really hope that you enjoy this recipe and thank you for watching. So for this recipe I used 400 grams of chicken. I used chicken, but you could use any meat that you want, or tofu if you're vegetarian. Our next important ingredient to make our quesadillas is cheese. I used about 300 grams of grated cheddar cheese. Next we'll be using 1 whole red onion, half a green pepper, half a red pepper and half a yellow pepper to get those vibrant colours in our meal. To hold all of these wonderful ingredients together, we'll be using a type of flatbread called a tortilla, which is commonly made out of corn or wheat. We'll be using around about 4 of these. Now we can start putting all the spices together to not exactly marinate the chicken, but to mix it with the chicken. For this recipe, because it's so quick, we won't need to marinate it. So first we're taking 1.5 tablespoons of paprika. You can use chili powder if you want to, but paprika has like a smokier flavour, so I would recommend using it instead. Next we'll be using 1 teaspoon of cumin powder. After this, we'll use 1 teaspoon again of pepper granules. Now we add 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Afterwards, we'll be using 1 teaspoon of salt, but this can be altered to your taste. Now that we've got all of the spices in, mix it gently to eradicate any lumps. Now we're going to combine the chicken with the spice mixture. Generally, people tend to just take the chicken breast as it is and then combine it with the spices, but I like to chop it up because I think the spices infuse into the chicken a lot better since we're not marinating it. And remember to mix it well so that each visible part of the chicken is coated completely. Heat a pan at a medium heat and then add about 1 tablespoon of olive oil or vegetable oil. Now that the oil's hot, add the chicken into the pan and fry it for around about 5 minutes. And make sure to stir it every now and then just to make sure that the chicken cooks evenly. You can see the colour changing now. We're about halfway through now and it smells amazing and it looks amazing. I'm just going to take 1 piece of chicken and put it on a separate plate and cut it, and as we can see it cuts through very nicely, which means that it's cooked evenly. We're going to remove the chicken from the pan and put it aside now, and make sure that we leave the oil in the pan and the spices for when we cook our vegetables next. We're now going to put our vegetables into the pan, so the red pepper, the green pepper, the yellow pepper and the onion, excluding that one I dropped on the side. Then we're going to stir it gently so that all the vegetables combine. Continue to stir the vegetables together, and as we can see the colours look really nice and vibrant. And then we're going to add some salt and then continue to stir for another 3 minutes until the peppers have cooked completely and the onions are sweating nicely. Now that we've mixed our vegetables thoroughly, we're going to do what we did to the chicken before and take it and put it on a separate plate and put it aside for our next step. Our next step is to heat up a large flat pan for our tortillas. Take a small amount of butter and coat it onto the pan. Next, take one tortilla and place it on top of the pan. As we leave the tortilla to heat up, grab a handful of cheese and sprinkle it on top of the tortilla. This is the first layer because that's how we get the nice melted cheese at the bottom of our quesadilla. Next, take the chicken that we put aside earlier and once again sprinkle it on top of the tortilla. Make sure that you spread it around quite evenly. Our next step is to add our vegetables and once again sprinkle it around the tortilla as we did before. Our final layer of cheese can be added on now, so that once we add on another tortilla on top and then we flip it, it melts really, really nicely at the bottom. Now that we've added on all of our ingredients, we can take another tortilla and put it on top. And we're going to smoosh it down nice and flat because quesadillas should be quite thin and so that they get nice and crispy. Now we're going to flip our quesadilla. As we can see, now that we flipped it over, it's a nice golden brown colour. And then continue flipping it a few more times just to make sure that it's nice and crispy. Now that both sides are nice and crispy, I'm going to take it off of the heat and onto a plate. At this point, we're going to cut up our massive quesadilla into 4 different quadrants. And it's really nice and crispy, and I can hear it crunching, and it's really nice. Some people like to just take one tortilla and layer on the ingredients and then fold it. And you can do this if you find flipping the whole quesadilla quite difficult. This is our final product and it looks amazing, and I'm sure that it tastes amazing, and I can't wait to try it. I put some cheese on top because who doesn't love cheese, and I can't wait to try this. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, share and subscribe to Bhuvanam.